Hello everyone, welcome to DC Minds. In my previous video, we learned to create a thread and how we can pass argument to the thread by value and reference. And we also learned how we can get the thread ID. Now in this video, we are going to learn about a problem in multi-threading called race condition, and then we'll see how you can solve this race condition with the help of a synchronization mechanism called mutex, and then we'll see what are the problem with this mutex and how it leads to deadlock situation. Then we'll see how you can solve the problem of mutex with the help of another locking mechanism called lock guard, and then we'll see what are the problem with this lock guard. So now let's begin. So here I have a program and it creates two thread. First one is called odd number thread and another is called even number thread. And this odd number thread takes this odd number function as an argument and it prints the odd number, and this second thread takes this even number function as an argument and it prints even number, and both of these function takes basically calls the same function to print the value to the console. So inside this function what we are doing, we are just printing the value on the console that we are receiving. So if I run this program and see the output, okay, so if you see the output, okay, so if you see the output at this line, what you can see that here odd number thread was executing. So here odd number thread was executing and it is printing the value. So when it printed this value 823, at this time what happened, this even number thread got access, basically tried to print the value and it got control for this console window for printing. So here before this odd number thread completes its printing operation, what happened, this even number thread started printing it. So basically this new line now got printed after this even number thread got finished. So again this odd number thread got control for this. Now what you can see here, both this odd number thread and even number thread are competing for the same resources because this console window is shared between these two thread, and there is a race between these two thread for the same shared resources. From this line of code you can see. Okay, so to avoid this race condition, we have a mechanism called mutex, which you have to include the header file for this. So now with the help of this synchronization mechanism, you can solve this race condition. You have to create the object of this mutex first, and then when you are trying to access the shared resources, you have to first lock it, and then after using you have to unlock it. Okay, so now if I run this program, now you can see the output are printed properly. All the values are printed properly. There is no race condition. So each thread is completing its task and then other thread is trying to or performing the operation on the shared resource. So now with the help of this mutex you can synchronize the resource which is shared between multiple threads. But the problem with this mutex is that suppose this line of code throws an exception. So suppose consider a situation here. This print odd number thread has started and it acquired this lock, and then it is trying to print. So while printing, what happened, this line of code throws an exception. At this time what will happen, this mutex will not get released because at this line of code there was a exception. So now suppose this even number thread is started, and what it is doing, it is trying to acquire this mutex by locking it. But since this mutex was not released by this odd number thread because of the exception, what will happen, it will leads to a deadlock situation, because here this even number thread will wait for this mutex to get released by this odd number thread, but this will not happen because there was an exception, and this mutex will not get released by this odd number thread. So to avoid this deadlock, we have another locking mechanism called lock guard. So for that you have to create an object of this lock guard class, and you have to pass this mutex as argument, and this is not required. Now if I run this, if you run this program, it will it will not give you deadlock situation. This is because what will happen, suppose this now odd number thread has started and it acquired the lock over here, and then it has started printing at this line. So if this line gives exception, then what will happen, the lock, this lock will get automatically unlock, it will get released. This is because when the scope of this function will get end, this lock will get released automatically. So with the help of this lock guard, this is how you can avoid the deadlock situation, because suppose there was exception, this lock will get automatically released. Then if another thread, if I start acquiring this mutex by locking it, at that time what will happen, it will be able to acquire this mutex because of this lock guard mechanism. Okay, but the problem with this lock guard is that suppose you you want to perform some operation, this number, like suppose first you want to print it, and now for that we have locked it, but now what we want to do, we want to unlock this and then perform some operation which is not shared between the thread, like I'll say num equal to num plus 9 plus 2, suppose I'll say. And then what I want to do, again I want to log this mutex, and then I want to perform this operation basically. So I want to again print the value, and then its log should get unlocked, this mutex should get unlocked automatically. So this is not possible in case of this lock guard. This is because you can acquire the lock only once, and then it will get unlocked finally when it goes out of the scope. So you cannot do lock unlock multiple times if you are using this lock guard. So to solve this problem, or to achieve this kind of operation, there is another lock called unique lock that we'll be seeing in next video. Okay, now let's see another problem with this lock guard. So now we have a situation, consider a situation. Here now we have a program which creates two thread, again odd number and even number, and it takes this odd number thread takes odd number function as argument, and even number threads takes this even number function as an argument, and both of these have different function. It has print odd and it has print even. So if let's go inside this. So this print odd, what it does, it logs the, we have two mutex over here. First it logs this mutex 1 and then another mutex 2, and then it is trying to print. So suppose here is the situation, you have to acquire multiple log for multiple purpose. Some one for security purpose, another for just processing purpose. Okay, so in this case what is happening, this print odd is acquiring this mutex 1 first, and this print even is acquiring this mutex 2 first. So the order is reverse in both case. So if you run this program, what will happen, it will lead to a deadlock situation. So if you see over here, if you see the output, this odd number thread had started first and it has printed the value till 73, but next it got stuck. This is because what has happened, when this odd number thread was executing, when it printed 73 and then again it tried to print 75, at that time what happened, this mutex 1 it acquired, and at that the same time this print even also got called by print even thread, and then what happened, this mutex 2 got acquired by print even thread. And next what will happen, this print odd thread will try to acquire this mutex 2, but which is locked by this print even thread already. So this leads to a deadlock situation. This is because this mutex 1 is already acquired by this uh, odd thread, and mutex 2 is already acquired by this even thread. So when after acquiring this mutex 1, if it's tried to acquire it, it will get, it has to wait for this even thread to unlock it. Same goes over here. If this print even acquired mutex 2 and then it acquire this mutex 1 which is already locked by this print odd thread, at this time what will happen, it has to wait for this odd thread to unlock it. So this is leading to a deadlock situation where the thread has to wait for infinite time, and it will not get access to this mutex. So to avoid this deadlock, if you have multiple locks to acquire, you have to acquire the locks in the same order in all the threads. So first you have to acquire the lock 1, and then you have to acquire mutex 2. So the all the uh, mutex has to be locked in the same order in all cases. So now if you run this program and print the output, you can see there is no deadlock. It has printed the value properly. So even all the even number are printed, all the odd numbers are printed properly. Okay, so whenever you have to acquire multiple lock, you have to acquire in the same order in all the threads. Okay, another way you can achieve this is by using another function called std lock. So what you have to do, you have to pass both of the mutex as argument to this function, and then you have to adopt that lock. So you have to say std adopt. So same thing over here. So now same thing, what will happen, first this whichever thread is executing, it will acquire the both mutex at the same type. And here what we are doing, just we are adapting to the mutex which is already acquired by the thread. So we are just adopting. So if you change the order also of adoption, it will not matter. In this case you are adopting first mutex 1, and then in this case you are adopting mutex 2. So if you just run the program, it should give you the proper output. This is because this lock, what is that, it is acquiring the lock the same order, and we are just adopting to those lock, basically those mutex. So this is how you can solve the deadlock situation if you have multiple mutex to lock it. Okay, so this is all about race condition and synchronization mechanism called mutex and lock guard and the problem with that. So in this video we learned about the race condition and how you can solve with the help of mutex by locking the shared resources. And then we learned about another mechanism, and the first we learned about the problem that this mutex can leads to, that is called deadlock. And then we learned about how we can solve the deadlock situation in mutex with the help of this lock guard. So this lock guard solves the problem of mutex. And then we also saw another problem that can lead to deadlock, which is if you have to acquire multiple locks. So to avoid this deadlock situation, you have to acquire the lock in the same order in all the threads. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. In next video, we are going to learn about unique lock and what are the problem it solves. Okay.